This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health. And I got an interesting report earlier today, and it's just hours old, this report. So talk about new information. I want to talk about a subject today that I brought up over 40 years ago, and that is that this witchcraft pharmacy is creating superbugs that can't be controlled and they have no cure for. And just about 8 hours ago, science came to the same conclusion. And we're gonna talk about superbugs, superviruses, superbacterias. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. And let's give folks a chance to come into the room. Thank you for joining Discoveries in Health. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to bring that report up that just came across my desk. That's what I do, is research. Research all the time. A lot of research. We're going to open up the microphones and we'll be inviting you to ask questions, make comments, suggest what we talk about. We're not going to prescribe or diagnose, but we're going to answer questions specifically. If someone is in stage 4 renal failure, kidney failure, and you're using several different things to help them to restore the kidneys, and maybe you need more diuretics to get things moving. Maybe we need more anti-inflammatories because there's too much inflammation. And we can do those things, and we need to talk about which ones they are and where you can find that information. In case I'm not at your fingertips, then you need to know where to go, and that's exactly what you're going to find out all about. You're going to find out all about a website called herbalhealthreview.com. herbalhealthreview.com, and you're going to find all these reports, and the information is going to be deep, and you're going to say, wow, I need a coach. So that's where you call me up. I'm the coach, and I will coach you back to better health. And that telephone number to call me is 503-362-5899. And if you've tried to call me lately, that phone's been pretty busy, but guess what? I finally caught up with all the calls. It took a while. It took a while to catch up with a lot of telephone calls, but I'm at this point current with my telephone calls, which is an amazing thing. I'm able to call people back on the same day, within hours, and that's a good feeling to have, to be able to get back to people quickly. If you have a question or a topic or a suggestion, All you have to do is press your star key on your microphone 2 times. That opens your microphone. You can suggest a topic. You can suggest what we talk about. You can talk about a person's particular illness. Not that we're going to prescribe or diagnose, but we can discuss it. We can talk about the natural remedies that may be available to help that person. Anyway, that's what we do here. That's what I've done for decades. But today we're going to talk about a report that just came across my the desk earlier, and that report was all about the superbugs, which I've been letting people know for over 40 years that the witchcraft has created taken a bacteria that you could use a natural remedy and get rid of easily. They've mutated that. That's right. Pharmaceutical drugs have mutated a simple bacteria like a candida, like your baby gets thrush. Well, it's no big deal. Used to be. But now, Candida's got a big brother. And it's a different variety of Candida. We're going to talk about that because that's a superbug. And they don't know what to do about it because it kills 1 in 3. That's right. And they've already got too many cases of it all over the world. And once it gets going, it gets into the woodwork. And where do you get it? Hospitals. That's right. You check into the hospital and you come out with this superbug that is so horrible that it permeates the wood, the ceiling, the floors, and when they find it, they have to rip out the floors, the ceiling, the fixtures, everything out of that room when they find this superbug. We're going to talk more about that a little bit later, but let's get started. And first, I want to let you know that my name, for those who haven't been here before, my name is Truman Berst. I'm an ordained minister and a certified bishop, and I am also a graduate ethnobotanist and phytotherapist with 2 PhDs. I'm a graduate chartered herbalist, master herbalist, master of herbology, and I love the Lord. And Jesus Christ is my Savior. Yashaya. All praises to the Most High. So what I do is I invent natural remedies, and I've been doing it for over 50 years. So I have over 50 years of experience helping people. And I've learned a lot. Because the people will teach you, and experience will teach you a great deal that you didn't learn out of the textbooks and so far along the way. So so my telephone number is 503. 503 is the area code, and the telephone number is 362-5899. That's 503-362-5899. That's my telephone number. And like I said earlier, I was behind in my telephone calls, and it was taking me days to catch up, to call people back. I finally caught up yesterday. It was a good feeling to be able to call people back the same day that they call me instead of days afterwards. So it was a good feeling to catch up with my calls and make sure everybody is getting helped with natural remedy information. And yes, I do free consultations. So if you want a free consultation, you can call me up, 503-362-5899, and the website, herbalhealthreview.com, and my email address is truman@herbalhealthreview.com. But on that website, there's a member intake form. And when you get on that website and you're looking at that member intake form on the website, well, then that is where you'll find, let's see if I can do this. That's where you're going to find let's go there, herbalhealthreview.com. You've got to know who we are and what we're doing here, and then we're going to get started. So I'm going to go to herbalhealthreview.com, and I'm going to click on the common conditions reports, and you're going to notice when you go on herbalhealthreview.com, it doesn't have a www in front of it. It only has an https:// herbalhealthreview.com. But if on your computer, if it's on a laptop or a smartphone, it might be on the bottom or anywhere else. But there's a column, and it has a yellow donate button. I implore you to use it frequently. And as you can and when you can. I definitely need donations, folks. I don't have sponsors. I'm here telling the truth, and the truth doesn't have very many any sponsors, and I don't have any of them. There's a few, maybe there's a few sponsors sponsoring truth. Well, they're not sponsoring this truth, and so I've been doing this alone now for so long. It's the way that it is. So your donations, those who can donate, when you can donate, I deeply appreciate it, so that I can do this work, maintain this entire system that gives you myself, and later on this evening, about 20 minutes from now, maybe 18 minutes, Doc Miles usually comes by and visits with us. And Doc Miles is a country doctor there in Texas, Georgetown, Texas, and he's fun to visit with. So that's who we are. And then there's Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, who always gives us a glorious opening prayer, and we're going to be visiting him soon. And so here we are, the three musketeers, Doc Truman, Doc Miles, and Prophet Elijah, and we're talking about the truth. And so the truth doesn't have the real truth, the raw truth. It does not have many sponsors, So there is a donate button there, and if you know anybody who's got any money, tell them to hit that donate button now and then. And then below that, there's a member intake form. And the member intake form, that's what I'm trying to get to. When you click on that member intake form, it's an online form that you fill out online. It goes directly to me only. And when I get it, then I go over it. And then I call you and I give you a free consultation, because then I know all about you. I have all the information right in front of me. I can pray about it. I can analyze it. I can then come up with all the information that you need to know, and I can give you a call and we could discuss it. And that's a free consultation. And I do that. Then if you want me to be your coach and coach you until you're well, yes, I can do that, and it does not cost $1 million. I ask a donation of $195 per person, but I make exceptions for people who need help and don't have any money. I help the poor. See, that's what my Savior would do, and so that's what I do, and it keeps me very busy helping the poor for nothing, and getting very few donations. So when I do get a donation, wow, I'm really happy. So just know that donation is very important, because I don't get enough donations and I could use more. That's enough said on that. But the member intake form, fill it out, and then submit it online. Goes direct to me. Then I can call you back and we can chat about things that may help you. Anyway, that's how it works. My telephone number is 503-362-5899, and the website is herbalhealthreview.com. All that information and all about this is on the About button. You click on the About button, and you'll be reading all about this and all about all the different benefits you get, because this system has grown into a beautiful system of where you have Doc Miles, you've got me, and you've got Prophet Elijah, and we're all here, and nobody's charging you anything. You know that? To listen, to ask your questions and get all this free information. That's free. That's a beautiful thing that's available to people who can't afford it, to families, to the poor. Because sure, but those of us who can make a donation, that's a good place to do it, because that's helping everybody, even somebody who has nothing. Then that website, herbalhealthreview.com, has got all this information. It's got 250 condition reports that if you click on the product, it takes you over to the manufacturer where you get a discount, and that manufacturer becomes your coach. Now you got Doc Miles and Truman over here on the helping you every Thursday, and then you've got the manufacturer tracking everything you're taking and able to tell you when it's time to change this herb or stop taking that herb or correct the dosage or get whatever it is. The manufacturer will help you do all that. And how much does it cost? Nothing for that, all that coaching. You paid for it one time. A one-time lifetime membership per person, $195. Now, if you can tell me about a better healthcare system where you're getting doctors on one end, the manufacturer on the other end, and you're getting a discount on everything you're ordering, and you're able to get all this free advice and information and actually get well. That's right. Because that is a system that has enough eyes on and enough love and enough real help that works. And that's why it works. Because there's not another system like it in the world. This is it. This is the beginning of a very wonderful, low-cost healthcare system. And if anybody can tell me about a better one, I want to hear about it, because I'd like to see it. Anyway, that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now let's go over and visit with our dear friend, Prophet Elijah, out there in Pike Road, Alabama. And then after that, we're going to open up the microphones for anybody who wants to have, if they have a question or a comment or a suggestion or a topic. Yeah, we're going to get rolling here. And then we're going to talk about those SuperBugs and what the latest information on those. There we go. Hello, Prophet Elijah. Are you there, my dear brother?
Yes, sir. I am here, and I'm waiting to hear about the SuperBug.
Yeah. Well, it's bad news and then good news, because we know what to do about it, but they don't. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking with Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, at the Word of Life Ministry. And he gives us an opening prayer and a closing prayer. And along the way, if he's got a comment or an idea, he might give us a suggestion and a comment and idea, because he's quite a bright and very well educated man, especially even in natural remedies. Folks, you didn't know that. He is. Yes, he is. As well as being a wonderful minister. Now, so his telephone number, and you want to have this telephone number, because get your pen ready. Prophet Elijah's telephone number is 334-868-3881. That's 334-868-3881. And Prophet Elijah, sir, could you please give us an opening prayer?
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. The Most High shall cause thy enemy that rise up against thee to be submitted before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. There is an enemy at the gate of the city. The word that is coming forth is a two-edged sword, cutting to the dividing lines of all that stands in the way of truth being delivered today, Selah. Providing we, Dr. Berst and I, Prophet Elijah, speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, we are only a noisy gong or a clinging cymbal. Provided we have prophetic powers and understand all the secret truth and mysteries and possessors of knowledge and faith, so that we can remove mountains but have not love. Love is not in us. We are nothing, a useless body. Love endures long and is patient and kind. Abba, Father, it is you who taught us to love our enemy. Therefore, our Prophet Elijah and Dr. Berst are here tonight to turn up the heat 7 times harder, to throw the devil and his imps into the fiery furnace and destroy his kingdom. We will pull down his altars of darkness. So, Father, you said when we submit ourselves to you, which we have, the devil will flee. Flee, devil. Once upon a time, the serpent walked upright, but because of his deceit, he was punished to crawl on his belly for the rest of his days. Satan, you are under our feet tonight. Your head has been crushed. Selah. We are the eyes, the ears, the mouthpiece, the hands, and the feet of the Most High. We are his end-time army. We are the plumb line prophets. All things that are done decent and in order. All discord has been bound concerning the phone lines during this Uber conference. You have nothing to say and say to stop your black magic from coming against this program. It will not work. Here, you have been warned. We are putting out all stops. We are part of the infantry on the front line. The angels are the artillery and have already gone ahead of us. Now we send a missile as directed by the coordinates and never misses its target. Tonight, we blow up all demonic forces in Kingston, Jamaica with Dr. Truman Berst. His ministry discovers in health and better health and herbs, Albany, Oregon, with Brittany in Georgetown, Texas, Dr. Miles, the herb doctor, in Pike, Alabama, our brothers and sisters in every city, state, and continent of the listening audience. What an awesome time to be alive. Shalom.
All praises to the Most High in the name of Yeshua. So be it. Shalom. Another wonderful prayer that lifts me up. Thank you, sir. Do you have any suggestions or questions or topics for us today?
Yes, well, I've been busy before I got here. I just finished. We've been planting all the different plants to get them into the ground before a certain time. So we've been out there planting. I mean, some of everything. So we got all of it done now.
All right. Well, you're all set. If you plant, you can harvest.
Well, we're looking forward to a great mighty harvest.
Yeah, you can behold the blessings. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Spring is in the air.
Well, good you said that, because we have strawberries, and the strawberries, the air is so, the fragrance is just wonderful. When you walk out into the garden and smell those strawberries, it's amazing.
Oh, I can smell them from here.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you don't have any topics or suggestions for us today?
Yes, I have two. I have one. The first one is the low white blood cells. Get some information from there.
Low white blood cells.
Blood cells.
Right, we're going to talk about low white blood cell count. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. And the other one is hypothyroidism.
Hypothyroidism. Hypo is low. Hypothyroidism. Okay, we're going to talk about those are two topics, and then we got to talk about the superbugs. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did you want to take the superbugs first?
Oh yes, let's go with the
All right,
superbug.
let's find out what's good. This is breaking news, really. This is breaking news. It's only hours old. Okay, that's because I'm always doing lots and lots of research. Now I've got to get back to that. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness, is that one? Or is it this one? Oh man, I hope I didn't lose that. Where is it? Okay, let me, I was sure I saved it. Okay, hold on while I thought I had it at my fingertips, and it's not, okay, in that case, let's see if I can, basically, what's happened here, folks? About 10 hours ago, what this report is talking about is that scientists have now done all kinds of research, and it started out with Candida albicans, yeast infections, common yeast infections. You take some acidophilus, it clears up, everything's just fine, and you stop eating sugar, and the Candida albicans, which it's a natural, that's a natural balance in your stomach, is this Candida albicans and acidophilus, the friendly bacteria, and the Candida albicans, the bacteria. It's an eco balance. And because they're constantly challenging each other, stimulating each other to exist, creating an eco balance. Then, all of a sudden, these doctors are, in order to get rid of Candida albicans, are giving somebody an antibiotic. Well, the antibiotic, it killed off all the friendly bacteria, and some of the Candida, but caused others to mutate because it was a drug. That's witchcraft. And you didn't. In other words, what was used against it wasn't a natural remedy like acidophilus, just to increase it and then decrease the sugar, and it just clears up. That's the natural way to do it. But instead of working with nature, evil pharmaceutical manufacturers and evil MDs administers these antibiotics to kill this Candida bacteria that is a new species. Instead of Candida albicans, you had Candida aureus. So now the new aureus kills people. And they found it first. They found it in a Japanese lady, and they followed the whole thing. And they starts discovering that that it could get into the walls, into the ceiling, into the floors of a hospital, and they had to tear out all the walls and all the flooring and everything and replace the whole room in order to get rid of it. And not like the Candida albicans, the Candida auris, is hard to kill. It can remain on the surface and stay alive a very long time. So once it's smeared around, it just keeps right on growing until it just covers the walls, the floors, the ceiling, the whole thing. And the only way to get rid of it is to tear out a whole room. So that's what evil scientific pharmacological drugs can do. And that's what they did. And now they don't know what to do about it because they got nothing to stop it. They're not going to consider the fact that they could saturate it, that so these people, and save some of these lives, saturate them with colloidal silver water, and use natural remedies like wild oregano oil, and in the first place, use natural remedies like golden seal remedies, etc., that are going to work for that, for these kinds of infections. There's lots of natural remedies that can handle this, but these have been ignored and vilified, and it's wrong. And now evil science isn't putting the blame where it belongs. The article actually blames humanity. Well, humanity didn't understand how it was being hoaxed into taking these antibiotics that would mutate their problem, make it worse, until that infection it was not anything that then they would give you something like prednisone. Prednisone it's like setting a fire in the middle of your stomach, and it burns off everything that there is, everything. And all of a sudden you have a person who doesn't have anything left. And that's prednisone. It eats everything up. And that's what they use. A lot of people are on this prednisone because it's the last line of antibiotics is the atom bomb, which destroys everything, including the person. But it's hideous and it's painful. Can you imagine? Imagine being eaten up from the inside out until you are dead? That's prednisone. And so, and that's what they do. But anyway, that's what this new SuperBug article was talking about. But we now have Doc Miles in the building, folks. Doc, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Doing fair to middling.
Doing fair in the middling. And I know you're blessed as well. Well, my goodness. Well, we're talking about those superbugs, that the medical doctors have invented because they're using these antibiotics for everything and created all these superbugs. And there's a lot of them, and now they're out of control, and there's different types.
Yep.
So,
got golden seal, golden seal and echinacea, oregano, all of those things. They will attack those superbugs because they don't know anything about them. And you and I know what's going to kill those bugs.
Sure.
And it really does work.
Exactly. Plus the fact that when you're using all the natural remedies, then also you're feeding, nourishing, cleansing, and detoxifying the body naturally. And when you're doing this, we get back to the simple principle that we are setting the stage so the body can take over, heal itself, and just be happy being healthy and being fed properly, getting enough rest and enough love and a relationship with the Most High, I would hope.
That's right. We have to follow that up with lots of antibiotics too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the whole thing here. We need to nourish the body, especially when there's a candida problem, with the proper probiotics, the proper acidophilus and natural bacterias. But we need to make sure that the whole body in its entirety, everything is taken care of. We gotta look and make sure that people are able to have, they're cleaning out and they're nourishing their body, and they're taking all the super immune system stimulants, that are going to stimulate the body and the immune system, and that's what we're talking about. Again, the vitamin D3. Making sure you're getting plenty of that, and all of these things, we've talked about it over many times, but we know what to do. we know where to guide people, how to do it, and because it's been our lifestyle, you and I, for over 50 years. Yeah. So, so anyway, that was one of the topics, was that. But another topic, Doc, is low white blood cell count. What do you do when there is low white blood cell count?
Okay, anything under 5 is a virus. Anything over 8 is a bacterial infection. So with a low white count, then we hit them with the ADP and the Ultravirex. The Ultravirex is a herbal compound made by Remedies Research, and it'll pull you right out of that virus. Now, if it's a lingering thing and it's been going on for a long time, I add to that the black salve tablets, which is bloodroot, gangula, and sheep sorrel. Those 3 things target cancer cells. They target viruses, which that's what cancer is. They charge. It depletes herpes issues of all kinds, and mouth sores and all that kind of stuff. Because those are all viruses. They're all herpes simplex, and that bloodroot and sheep sorrel and gangula really does a good job on that.
There you go.
So between from the ADP from Remedies Research, because it's oregano broken down to in an emulsified form to work throughout the day, plus the Ultravirex and the black salve tablets, that brings that white cell count right back up.
There you go.
It really works.
It's great. It's great when you know, and this is hard-won knowledge. This because it probably took you a while to find that particular remedy solution.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for years, and it works every time.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Folks, we're talking with Doc Miles out there at Georgetown, Texas, at his, and he has a clinic there, a very busy clinic, and he very kindly visits with us here and shares his knowledge. And let me give you his telephone number. Doc Miles' telephone number is 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867. And that's Doc Miles. And his email address is just like his name, Doc Miles, DOCMILES, Doc Miles at Outlook.com. So Doc, it's all about targeting the particular remedies for the white blood cells. Then it's also making sure that they're eating correctly, getting enough water, cleaning out, and there's no other issues. Now, if we're dealing with high blood pressure, we can't ignore it. If there's diabetes, we can't ignore it. Right, Doc?
That's right.
So,
if a person has cancer, their white cells are going to be below 5.
yes, -5. And over you said 8 plus was if it's 8 or more, then it's a bacterial infection. Is that right?
Exactly. The medical parameters say 4 to 11. My nutritional parameters, when I do the blood chemistry report, says 5 to 8. That's a natural nutritional boundaries. If you're between 5 and 8, you're fine. And people can the doctor and get the shit at 10.5. They say, well, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
They got a bacterial infection. Well, I don't feel good. Well, that's in your head. I hear that all the time.
Well,
And I give them something for the bacterial infection, and they straighten out and they feel fine.
yes. So, okay, let's take a look at hypothyroidism, low thyroid. What do you do for that, Doc?
I use a product from Bodics Research, which is called ThyroStem. And if you have hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, it normalizes the thyroid. It's remarkable. It's a remarkable product. And your thyroid, like your TSH, should be between 2 and 4. So if it's below 2, you got hypothyroid. If it's over 4, you get hyperthyroid. And that particular product, I've seen people with really high numbers. A year later, they were in the normal range by taking the ThyroStem because it's got glanulars in it and other herbs and vitamins in it that stimulates and helps to reproduce the thyroid itself to make it heal.
Is that one on your website?
I think it is.
All right, I'm gonna.
I don't know, but I think it is. I just can't remember. I can't put everything on there because I got too much stuff.
Yeah, and we're always adding new things because we always are listening to the latest research of what's going on.
That's right.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I didn't see it here, but the thing about it is they can always call 512-868-9867, and you can help them. That's it. So, okay. So hypothyroidism. It's it just has to. You just have to have the correct remedy. Is that and
That's true.
there you go. And all right.
There's a lot of things that you can do for the thyroid. Okay, it needs iodine, it needs this, it needs that, it needs a lot of things. And a lot of things will help to correct it. But over the years, I found the most effective is that ThyroStem. It'll stimulate it to come down or stimulate it to go up. It helps it. It stimulates it to make it
So it's
normal.
a balancer.
That's exactly right.
That's cool.
I do body balancing through blood chemistry.
There it is. Yes.
And I only make suggestions. I don't prescribe
Exactly.
anything. I make suggestions.
Yes.
Make suggestions on what I see, and sometimes it'll show that they need more. And I say, I really don't think by looking at all this you need that much, so let's cut that in half. And it tends to work out because I've done thousands of these things over the years, and I've had good results with it. I've never had anybody that came in and did the blood chemistry and took the supplementation that I suggested that it didn't work unless they just didn't use it.
There you go. Oh yeah.
If they don't use
Let's
it,
do sometimes. People they they just don't use it. It's not a big deal if you miss a dose or skip a dose sometime. It shouldn't be a big deal. However, if you just quit using it because you went on vacation and you decided you're not going to take it while you're on vacation or something, that's not going to work.
that's true, but you got to leave it in the original bottle if you're flying in an airplane and they stop you and look at your luggage. You have to have it in the original bottle so they know what it is.
This is true too.
Try it.
Wow. So okay.